Some more from the Talmud of Immanuel. It says, thus the teachings of the chief priests, Pharisees, and scribes are false when they tell you that a mistake will be punished by God or creation, when in fact the mistake serves the insight and knowledge and hence the progress of spirit. So this is a little confusing because just a second ago he's saying anybody who doesn't obey their mother and father will be punished, basically. And the laws of creation, karma, what goes around comes around. So you will be punished by karma if you make acts that are against another human being. So he'll say anyone that doesn't listen to their mother or father will be punished. And then he says later, anyone who leaves their marriage basically will be punished as well. So then it's like, it begs the question of what mistakes are we allowed to make? Because a mistake is a mistake. Are there rules with what mistakes we're allowed to make? Whether it's a mistake against someone else or a mistake against ourselves that makes us feel unworthy or whatever it is, or interfering with someone else's life. What are mistakes that we're allowed to make and not allowed to make? This is why I said that it was hard for them to even understand and get confused by the message because it contradicts each other and it's not specific on what it is. So we know laws of karma exist, and if you do an act against someone else, you're going to get that karma back towards you. But does law of karma apply to disobeying creational laws? Therefore, there is no punishable mistake if it serves the insight, knowledge, and progress of the spirit. Likewise, there is no inheritable mistake or punishment in this world or another world. So I think he's talking about when we go to when we reincarnate and go to another world, then in any world that exists, that creation created, all the planets, there's no punishable mistake. But again, this doesn't tie into the laws of karma then. So laws of karma will say that if you treat others poorly, you're going to get treated back poorly. You get back what you give. So if we know that the creation created the laws of karma in order to basically punish us for the mistakes that we make against others, then how can we say that no mistake is not punishable? It is punishable because laws of karma exist. So that contradicts the foundation of laws of karma. So how can he say this? I think what it means is that, not what he means, but in terms of our reality and creation, I think that when it comes to interfering with other people's lives, then those are punishable. You're going to get back that punishment. But it's our job, basically, to see the insight from that, learn from that mistake and not continue to do that to other people. And when it comes to making mistakes that make us feel unworthy or not having self-love or giving too much than we give to ourselves, like all those. So when there are mistakes that have to do with a personal level against yourself, then those are if you are able to see the insight from them, then they're not punishable by creation. Because this is what it is, like learning about creational laws are so in depth that we don't know what they are, that we have to figure out what are creational laws. Like if we're doing something that like damages ourselves, is that going against creation as well? So for example, lying to others, that is a mistake that you're interfering with other people's lives because you're not telling them the truth. So you're going to get your karma back where people are going to lie to you. But when it comes to lying to yourself, when you get into a relationship where you know you don't feel connected to the person, but you're just picking that relationship because it seems secure, then you're lying to yourself on what you actually require and what you desire. But through experiencing that, if you can gain insight from that, then that's not. So it's basically the stuff that what I just said, if we're lying to ourselves, is that breaking a creational law? That I don't know. And if it is a breaking a creational law, then are we only not punished when we gain the insight from it? But if we choose to keep getting in those relationships that feel secure, but we don't really give us that passion or really align with who we are, then is that breaking creational laws? Punishment of such mistake would contradict all the laws of nature, bond thus all the laws of creation. When one makes a mistake that serves the insight, knowledge, and progress of the spirit, there is no punishment in this life or subsequently another life. So all he's giving us is that if it's a mistake that we learn from, then it's not punishment. So that could be whether you interfere with someone else's life or whether it's a mistake against yourself. He's not being specific on what it actually means. He's just throwing out these sentences and not going into depth. That's why even in today's society, a lot of people say things, don't fear, all these things, but they're not going into depth what that actually means. And we need to be more specific about things. Thus, humans live with a mission of perfecting their spirits and obtaining insight and knowledge through mistakes so that they may lead the lives for which they were destined. So our whole purpose in this existence and why creation created us was us to just perfect our spirit, to abide by creational laws which help and serve us and make us feel peace, contentment, happiness, euphoria, all of these things when we work on perfecting our spirit. But it's not easy because we're faced with all these obstacles.